crafty friends, it's Kelly here with Kelly Crafts It All. Today I'm coming on to show you a reveal swap that I'm in. It is a Halloween swap. It's halfway to Halloween, and this one is hosted by Bethany, who is your crafty BFF, and on I think it's she's that on Instagram, and I think it's your crafty BFF Bethany on YouTube. But I will link everything down below, and make sure you check her out because she has a ton of videos and she does a lot. She's been doing a lot of tutorials here lately, and they've just been out of this world. She's been hitting them tutorials out of the park, and I really enjoy watching her. And I caught a live, I think last week, and we had such a good time in her chat. We were all, cutting up and just talking about her making things, and she's a fun girl to hang out with. She's a lady. She's got 2 children. But anyhow, so I thought I would come on and show you what I had made as a hostess gift and what I'm sending in the swap. Don't mind my mat. I forgot to flip it over, and I got a little bit of glue on it, and I didn't realize it till I just started recording, and I'm not changing it. So let me start off. Well, let me start off with what I'm going to send my swap partner. So for the swap, we had requirements we had to do. We had to make a 3D basket, or the casket, and to house the swap in. Now, she did a tutorial on a coffin, and hers is a little bit different. It's the same size, but it was I just did my lid different because she had like a flap and you could tuck things down in there. But I was afraid that if you're trying to reach your arm down in there to get something out, it would tear it. So I just made an open lid. So here's my coffin box, and I want to say this is, I'll tell you, it is 8.5 by 6. Yeah, 8.5 by 6. So it's a good size box. So if I'll try to remember to link the tutorial to the video in the description box. But if not, just head over to her channel and type in coffin tutorial, and I'm sure it'll pop up. So I decorated it with this crepe paper rosette, and then I just went on Creative Fabrica, found some images and things, and just layered it up with a bat and a little ghost and a candy corner. So got some blue strings, little flowers, and then these flowers were made by Miss Elaine, and she lives in Canada, and I wish she was in the U.S. because I would buy her flowers all day long. They are gorgeous. And she said they were, I want to say, I forget what company it was, but they had the stamp, the dye, and then it had a mold, and you press the flowers into it and made them look like this, and they are gorgeous, and I need more. And if postage wasn't so expensive, I would tell her, send me 3 dozens of every color you could make me, or more. So, and I might get in touch with her and see if she can make me some, because they are beautiful. I love them. And I've looked for all the molds and everything, and they're all discontinued. You can't get them anymore. Well, I mean, some of them you get on, I think there was one that I found you get on Etsy, but they wanted so much money for it, it was outrageous. So we open up this box, and like I said, hers came around and you open the flap. And my lid was a little tight, so it's kind of smashed. And I put a Too Cute to Spook on there. And then the requirement is we had to make 2 embellished bag toppers. So here are my embellished bag toppers, and things are a little bent because I'm trying to fit them in there, but not make things so tiny that, And I just cut them out on my Cricut, added some blazing dots, and then this was gifted to me in a Halloween swap, I believe. And then there's a little pumpkin back there on the 31st that somebody gifted me in a swap. And then I cut out this on Cricut. And then this Halloween, I believe I either did it or I may have been gifted. I can't remember. I put this stuff together. And then there's another bow I made with a little skull, and it's just a purple one. So that was my bag toppers. 2 embellished bows. So here are my bows. And I just did some of them. They're called baby bows. It's based kind of off of the Strap Diva design bow, but I couldn't afford it, so I kind of just mocked one up in Cricut and made it. But that's what I got from the bows. And 2 embellished shakers. And I did the little pails, and I did the pumpkin pail and the Frankenstein pail, and I just put Hocus Pocus on there and Trick or Treat and put some candy pieces on there. And I'm just hoping one of my shakers didn't come apart because I'm seeing shaker pieces floating around. No, you know what? I glued those on there. Never mind. Well, why I put that one there, I don't know. I'll have to look. I'll double check that. Let's see, what else do we have? 10 layer die cuts. Now, I was having a time with finding die cuts, but this was the die cuts I did. So, whoops. So I did 2 of the brooms. I have the broom die. I don't remember where I got it from, either Temu, AliExpress, or Amazon. One of them 3. But I made these little brooms with the broomsticks. I did a couple of those. And then I made some Halloween words. I did whoops. I did this one here, it says Halloween. And this one here, it says Scream. And this one, it says Wicked. Spells. Creepy. And they had to have at least 2 layers. And then I have, whoops. Let's see what else I have in here. Oh, and then I have this one here, it says 31st. And then these I'm considering 2 layers because they're 2 separate colors. So there's a little pumpkin, and then a little ghost, and another little ghost in purple, and then another little pumpkin. So that was my 10 die cuts. And I wanted to put bed toppers on these and make them look pretty, but if I do, it won't fit in the coffin box, so it's just going to have to be as is. And I just tore that bag. So. And that was my die cuts. One crafter's choice item, you can pick anything. I did include a few extras. So I'll just kind of say this is my crafter's choice. I did some doodle pops. Mock doodle pops, the dupes. So you can get it. Lori Whitlock has them on her site, and also if you have Silhouette Design Studio, you can go in there and buy them from there. So I did a cupcake with a little ghost and some little candies, another little cupcake with a pumpkin and some candy and a candy corn, and some just candies. More candies with some pumpkins, and then the cupcake with some candies. So I'm going to say that was crafter's choice. Oh, and then we had to do, well, these are all extras. We'll go over what was required. So we had to make an embellishment box. I decorated a sleeve with the 15 compartment jewelry storage box, either from Hobby Lobby, Amazon. And then she shared a link, so I got mine on Amazon. So I just decorated the sleeve up, and I put one of those crepe paper rosettes that I just sew them together. And I made a bow, and no, I did not make this bow. This bow was gifted to me in a Halloween swap. And then I just put some, some grungy looking, gauze. Just dyed some gauze and used it. And then I had some ribbon, and I ruffled it up and slapped this Halloween word on top of it. And printed out a little cat, and then this little tag that says "Too cute to spook." And then I just put some little diamonds, or little, jimmies on it. So you slide that off. And then inside, now my beads were big, so I was having a hard time getting stuff to fit in here. So I just kind of put it where I could fit it. So in here I sent some beads. I did some orange raspberry beads, some purple stars, the puffy stars, and these fancy beads that have the jack-o'-lanterns and the kittens on them. I sent 2 of those, and they're so big I had to have them in their own little spot. Then I did bead up some witches. These are little witch beads. I turned them into some dangles. And then we have this here, and I thought I had another bead in there. I'll have to look and see if I can find another one. And then a green one and a black one. So maybe I can find another green one. No, I didn't put it in there because I couldn't fit it in there. And then I just did these little candies. Them. And then, whoop, I set it down before I drop it and spill it. And then I just made up some beads that they could use for dangles. I just wire wrapped some beads. There's an orange one and a pumpkin one, and then some of these, like, just, they kind of have pumpkin on them, but there's no face. And then I did, oh, that goes in there. 2 of these, they got, I believe they have Hello Kitty on them. But they were black, and they were candy, and they were Halloweenish. So they can either use it as a flat back, or there's a hole and they could use it as a bead. And some of these buttons that I was gifted in a swap, I shared a few of them because I had a whole stack of them that I want to say Miss Laura sent me from, well, she used to be BMO's, I forget what her thing is. I think it's BMO's Craft Studio now or something like that. But anyhow, she had gifted those to me years ago. Then I just have some purple and orange beads in here, some red beads, and some of the repeats of some of those. So, and then there was a stack of those little pumpkin buttons that I was gifted, so I shared some because I had so many. So that's my embellishment box. I hope it's okay. And then the rest is just little extras. So I had these cute ghost puff stickers that I ordered from Amazon. And then in this little paper thing here, I just did like a policy envelope like type thing, and then I just put a shaker mix in there. Whoops. And then I have the spoon right here. I had got these off of Amazon. So I'm going to send this little spoon along, but I stuck it up there so I wouldn't forget, because I wasn't going by that room, and I couldn't get it dropped off. So I said, I'll stick it up there, and then when I do the video, I'll remember to put it in the box with that. So that goes with that. And then I just did some of those, pleated ruffles, and then I just decorated them up with some foam pieces and some little elements. So that is what I'm sending my swap partner for the Halloween swap. So I've got that going. That'll be going out. Hopefully I can get it in the mail today, and I've got to fix my box because it's come unglued for some reason. I guess I've opened and closed it so many times I've got it loose, so I remember to stick some extra glue on there. So that was what I'm sending to my swap partner with the requirements. And then I have a hostess gift from Miss Bethany, and she does host a beautiful swap. So I sent her along just a bunch of things that I had and maybe she could use. So first off, I did this basket. I plugged everything into Chat GPT. I call him Chip. So I got old Chip and I got to working, and Chip said, here, I was asking, what kind of gift box could I use to display, and put gifts in? And old Chat come up with this idea. So I got him to separate everything and get me some cute images. So yeah, me and old Chip, we made that. And then here's the side, and they're all bumped up on foam. And then the back's just plain. And then he even helped me make the paper. Okay, So that's the bucket. And then he had these little fillers sticking out. So there's like this little cat and this little pumpkin and this little ghosty and this little potion bottle and this little bat. So those are just kind of little filler picks to put in there to, you know, make it pretty. So I did it. So first off, we'll set this off to the side because there's quite a bit of stuff in here. But I made Bethany an embellishment box. Now this is her tutorial idea. She made it using that, like that size that I showed you from a swap partner. But she made one of these and it was bigger. But I had a small one and I wanted to include a few little things for her. Because she did have a birthday challenge. I never did get to do it. I was so busy with swaps and work that I never got to make it. So I tried to include a few little extra things for her birthday as well. So in here, and I didn't follow her requirements for her birthday. I just put some stuff together and put it in a basket. So I sent her some little embellishments, some Halloween ones. And in here, she's got, these are all like, you know, nail art. And there's little ones. And then there's some of those witch beads, a couple flowers, the clear and the white. I was gifted those and I shared some. And then I bought these. I thought they had a hole in them, and they didn't. But it's a little ghost cup, and then he's got a hat. So if she could find a way to drill a hole through it and glue the hat on and use it as a bead, she's more than welcome, because that's what I was going to do, but I never did get it done. So he's got his little hat. And then it's just beads, basically that same thing, almost what I sent my swap partners. Your little beads, a little ghosty bead, a little ghost. Yeah, so basically the same, just in a smaller container. So like I said, this was her tutorial, and I just shrunk it down a little bit. And then I just decorated it up with one of those, I'd made the doily and I put the sprinkles around it and put the little ghost on it that matches the paper. And then this says too cute to spook. And then I got these off of Temu, I think, or AliExpress, one of the two. But I was looking for the really big ones and I didn't pay attention to the size, and I got those. So I just threw a couple on there and then just did some little candies. Did them kind of doodle-bug style and layered them up. So that's going to Miss Bethany. And then I have this box. I think I either got it in a swap or I made it. I can't remember. But it just has a clip. And then inside here, I made her some flowers. She loved the rolled flowers. So I had just made her some. And pinks and reds. Because there was a box supposed to go to her a lot sooner than this. And I never got it out there because I forgot to send her straw to her personalized tumbler. And I said, when I send your straw, you know, I knew I was going to send some goodies. And then I never did get it out, so it's going now. So here's some flowers. Then I did a little shaker mix for her and put it in this little candy holder. It was a lip gloss bottle, and I just broke the dough foot off of it and put the shaker mix in there. And I made her some, there's a lotion in here, so I just made this little, you know, the old sour cream cartons you used to get like in school, where the Italian ices. So I made one of those and put a little pumpkin dangle on it, and it's got hand lotion in there. And I made her a doodle bug. It's just random ones that I had made and had in my stash, and I just grabbed them and bagged them up, put them in there. So there's a little umbrella and some fireflies. I don't know, I thought I had another one. Maybe not. Oh yeah, I did. And there's a little bird. I was making them for a spring swap, and I had some extras that I had, and I put them together and threw them in my stash. So I grabbed them and put them in there. I thought, well, I know they're not Halloween, but you know, she can use them next year for spring, or she can use them for summer if she needs some embellishments. Then I made her up some glittered rosettes, and I left them plain so that she could decorate them on her own. Let's see. And then I have these. These are for her and the girls, so I put them in her basket. They're just these mosquito repellent bands. So if they want to go outside, you know, and sit outside and stuff, maybe put it on. You know, the girls could wear them, and she could wear them, and Dad could wear one. It don't matter who it is. I mean, it says kids, but they're stretchy. I'm sure an adult could wear them too. But with summer here, or around the corner, it says one size fits all, so I'm sure Mom and Dad and the girls could use them, so yeah. So I thought I'd send those along. They were in my stash, and I needed to get them gone. So I said, well, she's got kids, so I'll send them to her. Then I found this bee at Ollie's, and I thought, oh my gosh, and I thought, I need that, and I need to do something with it. And I said, oh, Bethany, swap, in her birthday. So she likes the Maggie Holmes, and I did a Maggie Holmes paper, and I printed it out on some iridescent paper. So I made her that, and I covered the back and the front. I left the, she wants to paint this, she's more welcome to, but I just left it plain so it had the natural wood look. So I'm sending her that. This is her straw that I owe her because I forgot to send it with her tumbler. Then I have a word search book I picked up at dollar store, so I thought I'll just throw that in there. It was in my stash, and I thought I'd send that along. And then I made her some pumpkins, or some Halloween socks that she's wearing Halloween. So it's got the little pumpkins and the bats and the candy corns all in that, however you pronounce it, kawaii style. And front and back's done. So I just made her some socks. She had gotten my bee and strawberry and bee swap from that Miss Ann Loca 71 had posted. And she got my swap, so she's going to be socked out because I think I sent her some before, and then she got the strawberry bee socks, and now she's getting some Halloween socks. But she said she loved them, so I sent them along. And then, I found this at Walmart, and I thought, well, she could put it on a notebook, or maybe if she's got a swap partner's name starts with a B and she needs something, she can use it. And then I made her this coffee mug. I've already made her the tumbler. If you watched other ones, I make the 20-ounce tumbler and I put their name on it, and it has the craft theme on it. And if I remember, I'll put a picture up here somewhere. But I did this one for her. I just did the coffee cup instead. And I just did the cute little ghost, put her name on it, and then it's got my logo on it. But I just sent her a coffee mug. So she can either use it, or she can put it in her craft room and use it for ink pens or whatnot. So that is what I got from Miss Bethany. That's going to Miss Bethany. Oh, and then I got her this. She got my bee swap, and it had the little tiny doilies in it, and she loves them things. So she said, could you tell me where you got the dye? So I went ahead and ordered one for her. So and I put on there, Bethany, I got you the doily dye that I used to make the tiny doilies. I hope you will get much use from it. So and I just jotted it down. My handwriting's not the greatest, and I really don't care. You can read it at least a bit, and so I just made this little folder, stuck it in there. So I'm sending that too, and I didn't decorate it much because I just wanted it to be flat, so I could tuck it in here. So then I had to make the girls something. I didn't send them anything in the last couple swaps that I'd sent to her, and I like to spoil them a little bit. And she has two girls. She's got Madison and Reagan. And Madison is her special needs daughter. If you want to know more about that, you need to go follow her so you can learn about it. It's not my story to tell, so I'm not going to tell it. I'll just tell you that she is her special needs baby. And, well, she's not a baby anymore. She's 11 years old or 12 years old now, so she's not a baby anymore. She's a girl, a big girl. So, I don't want to say too much more about it. I just leave it at that, okay? Because it's not my story to tell, and I'm not getting involved in spilling somebody's tea that I don't want to clean up. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But anyhow, I'll start with Miss Reagan. So Miss Reagan, I have sent these. They had them at Ollie's, and I wanted to send her something. So these are those squish lights. They're squishy. And I guess you would either batteries or plugs. I'm not sure how it goes. I just seen them, thought they were cute, and said, I think the girls would like these. And they could put them in their room or wherever. So I got that going to Miss Reagan. And then she oohed and awed her mom's Tumblr that had her name on it and everything. And she is into an anime series. It's called Dragon Slayer, and it doesn't sound as bad as it sounds. I was watching a few of them. I'm like, oh, these are, nothing compared to what some of the kids are watching nowadays. So I was just watching it to see what it was about and to figure out who the characters were. So I made Miss Reagan this Tumblr. She knows it's coming because I sent a photo over to Bethany and said, have Reagan check this out and see if she likes it and if she wants this on her Tumblr. Because, I want them to like it. So, but this is Miss Reagan's. It's just got a care tag inside. And then I made her a pair of socks too with the same characters from the Dragon Slayer anime show. And then I made her, this is her straw that goes to her Tumblr. And then I made her this little basket and I put her initial on it with those, the ones like I had for Bethany. I got one for each of the girls. So I made Miss Reagan this, sure basket's a little bit bigger than Madison's, but I figure she's got probably more junk to collect. So I thought, maybe if she's in the living room or something and she's got toys in the living room and her mom wants to get them into her bedroom, she could take this with it and fill it up and take it into her room, put them away, or put it in her room and put stuff in she wants to keep. Just something that I needed to house her gift, and I'm going to wrap these before I send them off. So that one's Miss Reagan's. And then this one is for Miss Madison. So Madison got the same little bears, squish bear with its delight. And this package got dinged up and I didn't realize it till I got it home. So I don't know. I was in a hurry. I stopped on my way to work and I just seen them and I grabbed them. And then I ordered these socks, and I will never order from this person again. I'm not going to name the thing, but it took me almost 3 weeks to get one pair of socks. I didn't think I was going to get them in time. I really didn't. It just kept delaying it. But she said that she could use some socks and she liked Moana, so I got her the Moana socks. And then I know Madison, she doesn't use her mouth to eat with because she's special needs. But I couldn't just send everybody a tumbler and she didn't get one. So it broke my heart. So I sent one to her just so she knew she was included and that I was thinking of her and that and that she's just as special as everybody else. So I made her this little, I think it's Moana, mug or cup or tumbler, whatever you want to call it, and I put her name on it. And it's got this on there. And I've got a little white seam, but I don't think they'll mind. I was trying to rush, so I want to get this into the mail, so because it needs to be postmarked by the 15th. So that is Miss Madison's. And the same thing, I just made her the same bucket or basket with the M on it. And I got a thread there. I'm going to flip that while I'm thinking of it. So I'm going to send that off to Miss Madison. Like I said, I want to wrap all this stuff up. So. And then I always feel bad for the dads. The dads never get anything. We always send craft stuff to our swap partners, or we buy stuff for their kids, or... Sorry about that. I have that Lysenapro cough, and it's when I talk, it starts to dry my throat out, and then I get that tickle, and I start to cough. But I felt bad Dad don't get anything. So I said, well, it's going to be Father's Day, so I thought maybe the girls would enjoy giving something to Dad for Father's Day. So I got into Chip with ChatGPT, and I posted the pictures in there, and I told it to generate me something for, a Tumblr. So we've got Dad's Tumblr, and it's got pictures of the girls, and I'm not showing, I shouldn't have showed their faces, but it says Dad's Girls on it. So if I remember, I'll blur that out. But I felt bad, Dad don't get anything. So we made that up for Dad, and then he can have that, and then it'll come from his girls, and he'll have something for Father's Day. So that is my swap. The halfway to Halloween swap. Like I said, it's hosted by Miss Bethany at Your Crafty BFF. And like I said, I'll link everything down below. If you have any questions, comments, or you want to know how to make something that I've got there, give me a shout at me in the comments, or send me a DM. I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook, and I'm on YouTube. So just, you know, holler at me and say, hey, can you do whatever? So, well, that's that swap. So I've still got a couple more I need to video, so I'm trying to get those done so I can get these in the mail and get them out. Alright guys, I thank you for watching and stopping by. So, that's all I have for today. So y'all take care, stay safe. Remember, I love each and every one of you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.